Welcome back, everybody. It is a Mission Monday with the Salvation Army. Today we celebrate mothers whose lives have been affected by homelessness. But the mom you're about to meet had two things going for her: incredible determination and caseworkers with the Salvation Army. She found housing, stability, and hope for their future and her children.
Joycelyn Taylor was facing a chronic illness and had two young sons when she needed help the most. And she's joining us now along with Major Dan Jennings, the Divisional Commander of the Salvation Army. And we're going to be celebrating Mission Monday along with Amanda Matuzak, too, who's a caseworker for Joycelyn in particular. And this is just an amazing story that Joycelyn is about to share with us. But let's talk a little bit, first of all, about the Salvation Army here in this area. And Major Jennings, obviously giving back so much to the community. Talk a little bit about its roots here.
Well, again, this is the 150th year of the Salvation Army, and it's hard to believe that that much time has passed already. And one of the critical things that we do in Milwaukee County is we work with people who've lost their homes, who become suddenly homeless. And I think in our minds we have sort of a stereotypical homeless person. We know what that person looks like in our mind. But then you walk into the doors of our shelter and you see people that are just your neighbors, people who look like your friends. And one of the groups that we see often are mothers who are really working hard and trying to make ends meet, who have children they're trying to take care of. And it's just not your stereotypical thought of who is homeless. It's people who are again, working very hard. And sometimes they come to us. And as we approach Mother's Day, we thought it would be important to feature someone who come through the program who is a mother and who is working hard and trying to make ends meet. But because of the circumstances that suddenly befell her, suddenly had no place to go and came to the Salvation Army seeking help. What was great for us is that she really brightened the place when she got here. And as you meet her, you'll understand why.
Yeah, I get that. As we have already, we found out the story of how her name came to be. And it was two nurses in the hospital when you were born, which is such a great story. But for you, homelessness happened probably unexpectedly. I don't know that anybody ever expects to not have a home or shelter. Tell us a little bit about your experience with the shelter and some of the services that helped you get back on your feet.
Well, first of all, they have a variety of services, and I want to say this first and foremost: you get in what you get out of it what you put into it. You can't go there and think that they're going to take you by the hand and guide you from point A to point B. So you have to meet them in the middle, and the things that they helped me with was, I have a health condition, and they have an on-site health clinic on the premises. They make sure that you're taking your medication and taking it correctly. They also help you if whatever avenues that you're having issues with, whether it be your finances, whether it be establishing a permanent place of staying, the things that you need to do, whether you have past due bills or whatever it has to be, they assist you with that, and they make sure that it's not gonna leave you in the bind. It's gonna get you to that next level to where you can go back out into society and maintain your living ways.
Mm-hmm. Amanda, as a caseworker, how do you help to facilitate that kind of thing?
Well, as the family social worker at the Salvation Army Emergency Lodge, I have the pleasure of working and being a part of the family program. And so our staff, I think, does a wonderful job at looking at each family individually and really being able to focus on each family's strengths and building upon those and really recognizing the barriers that each family recognizes, because they're all so different. And then really trying to break down those barriers in order to help the family get housed and stable as quickly as possible.
And it was while you were there that you found out that your son was ill as well?
Right. Well, yeah, when I was there, because he was diagnosed on Christmas morning. And I mean, nobody expected that, we didn't know what the symptoms of what was going on with him, what was causing it. And they still, to this day, with me even being in my own place, they still assist me when I need it, whether it's for my children, for myself, helping someone that may be headed towards a situation such as my past, or that could be in that situation, you know, whether it be family, friend, or foe, I would recommend the Salvation Army, because when I walked through those doors, I didn't know what to expect. Like I shared, I always share with people, at that time, I didn't see no light at the end of my tunnel. And when I got involved and started finding out what the program was about and how I was going to go about this and that, I mean, the facilities they have set up there, you know, I honestly look at it as my home away from home.
Such a common response, Major Jennings, quickly to hear from folks who've been helped by the Salvation Army, wanting then to help other folks as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And this can't happen without people being donors or helping us support this. So we certainly hope that as people hear these stories and understand what the Salvation Army does, that they'll be generous and donate money to help us to be able to provide for people like Joyce Lynn. And one thing I just would add is when you have families, one of the unique things is how do you keep this as least disruptive as possible. For example, we try to keep the children in their same schools, which means every morning we get up and we're going to every school imaginable in the city to make sure kids can go to the same school they were going to before they lost their home. And so it's just those little complications that cost money. We have to pay gas and pay workers to do those types of things. So when you give money, you're helping real people that really desperately need your help, and with little things like getting them to school.
It's little maybe to us, but to the child who wants to stay in their school with their friends and their teacher, it's huge that you do that. An incredible 84% of your population is transitioned to stable housing, and I just think that's wonderful, the work that you do there. So here's the information. The Salvation Army has a very special fund for mothers and families who are provided daily services at the Salvation Army's Homeless Emergency Lodge. You can donate to this fund by going to samilwaukee.org and go to Mission Monday. All gifts can be made in honor or memory of someone in your life who has shown you love and encouragement. You can also call the Salvation Army at 414-302-4300, extension 2228, to find out more about how your donation will directly help mothers and children. And as always, we thank the Helen Bader Foundation as well for their generous support of the Salvation Army. Thanks to all of you, and congratulations to you.
Thank you.